are in Valley of Fire State Park just outside of Las Vegas, Nevada, and this state park has blown us away so far. It is definitely the best state park that we have both ever been to. So whether you're tacking this state park onto a larger road trip like we are, or you're just looking for a day trip out of Las Vegas, Valley of Fire State Park is the place to go. What I love about this state park is that we were able to bop around the whole park and stop and see a bunch of different things in a super short amount of time. We're here for 2 days, 1 night. We're at our campsite right now, actually setting up for dinner, but we were able to make a lot of the stops in the park within like 3 hours of being in the park today. We entered the park at the west entrance, which is closest to our campsite. We're just staying at dispersed BLM campgrounds. We soon realized that when you enter the park, whether you're entering on the west or the east side, on the whole road from east to west entrance, there are tons of different roadside stops with parking lots that are just easy to get out of your car and hop and look at. So you can hit a bunch of different things in a short amount of time. Because we entered on the west side, our first stop was the Beehives rock formations, which is essentially exactly what it sounds like. Rock formations that look like beehives. It was really fun to watch people rock climb along this area. We wanted to make our pit stop quick, so we didn't do much rock climbing, but it really would have been fun, especially if you have kids. We saw lots of kids climbing on these rocks. It could be a really fun stop for them. Next, we hit Atlatl Rock and also the Arch Rock, which are, again, very short stops. Atlatl Rock is literally a staircase away from the parking lot, and it is a massive wall of ancient petroglyphs. This was really cool to see. Petroglyphs are always incredible to see, so definitely worth a stop because it's literally, like I said, right next to the parking lot. All of these stops that I'm about to mention are. Then, just down the road from Atlatl Rock is Arch Rock. This is another roadside stop, no hike required. You can see the arch from the parking lot, but honestly, I recommend walking around the backside of the big rock formation where you can get a better look at the arch, away from traffic, away from the cars, before you get back in your car and head to the next stop, which is Lone Rock. This is another petroglyph spot, and we loved this spot because this is where we got to see spiral petroglyphs, which if you are fans of Skinwalker Ranch and follow Skinwalker Ranch, you know what that means. It possibly means that the natives believed that there was a portal at this rock or around this rock. We are big Skinwalker Ranch watchers, so it was really cool to see these spiral petroglyphs in action. Afterward, we drove just down the road to the East Petrified logs. There are petrified logs that you can visit on the west and the east side. We decided to stop on the east side on our way to our next stop, Elephant Rock. Then at Elephant Rock, we got to hike a very quick and fun 0.2 mile loop trail to see a rock formation that looks like an elephant. It actually kind of looks like a Star Wars character in my opinion, / elephant. We got to do a little bit of scrambling on the hike, so that was fun. And again, we were there for maybe 15 minutes, 10-15 minutes. It's very quick, easy hike. Before we bopped to our next stop was the Pastel Canyon Overlook. This overlook gives you a massive look at how grand the Red Rock is here in Valley of Fire State Park. It literally looks like you are in a Valley of Fire. We ended our day with the White Domes Loop Trail, which is a 1.1 mile, super easy trail, really fun hike. You get to do a little scrambling, you're hiking a little bit in the sand, and you get to go through a slot canyon, which is the main feature of the White Domes Loop Trail. This morning we woke up bright and early and headed to Mouse's Tank Road for sunrise. This is like the iconic Valley of Fire view that you see in photos, that you see on Instagram and Pinterest, where you are in the Valley of Fire with the red rocks surrounding the road and a big mountain in the background. Pro tip: to get a really good photo here, use your zoom lens, use a zoom lens, telephoto lens, or zoom in and back up if you're using your phone. This way you'll be able to compress the background, make that mountain look a lot bigger, and get a better looking photo. This is definitely a great place to go for sunrise in Valley of Fire State Park because we had it almost completely to ourselves. It was just us and a couple other photographers, and we got to watch the sun rise and light up the valley. After spending sunrise at the Mouse's Tank Road, we headed over to the Fire Wave Loop Trail and the Seven Wonders Loop Trail. The Seven Wonders Loop Trail is a easy to moderate 2-mile loop trail where you get to see the iconic fire wave and a pastel colored canyon, among the other quote-unquote Seven Wonders. If you don't want to do the whole Seven Wonders Loop Trail, you can just hike to the fire and back, the fire wave. It's called the Fire Wave Trail. It's on the Seven Wonders Loop Trail, but you don't have to do the whole loop if you want. You can just hike to the fire wave and back. If you want to do that, know that the loop trail goes across a road and there's parking on both sides of the road. As you're coming into that parking area, you're going to want to park on the right side because the fire wave is on the right side of that road. Then you can head down the trail. You'll see a big rock formation called the Rock of Gilbatrar, and that is where you'll start your hike. Down around that rock is where the fire wave is. So if you just want to hit the fire wave, that's how you do it. Otherwise, we liked the whole loop trail. You get to see a pastel colored slot canyon. That was really fun. It's not quite as tall as the White Domes Loop Canyon, but it's still really fun because it is pastel colored. These colors were bright yellow, bright pink, a little bit of green, a little bit of purple and red. It was really cool to see like these watercolor colored rocks in the middle of the desert. And now we're back at our campsite packing up because this is the end of our Las Vegas area road trip. We are heading home tonight and we can't wait to come back to the Southwest. If you have any questions about visiting the Valley of Fire, definitely comment below. I am happy to help. And be sure to watch our other Las Vegas road trip videos, which I'll link below. We went to Death Valley, we went to Joshua Tree, so definitely check out those if you're going to be in the Vegas area. And otherwise, we will see you in the next video. Bye!